Animal Planet low-key changed my entire life. And what I mean by that is that, for some reason, was the trigger that made me want to start to work hard. And so let me explain. When I was a junior in high school, me and PJ, we started to run a business that was hyper successful, especially for some young kids. What we were doing, maybe not the greatest thing in the world. I would not do it again. But we were crushing it. We had 10 employees. We were absolutely crushing it. And so I decided that I was like, you know what? I really like this business stuff. During COVID, everything got shut down. And like everyone, pretty much all I did was fucking play video games, piss my life away. And it started off just miserable. I remember my mom actually got COVID. She was like patient 0. And so she was locked in her room. We were doing our thing and I was just fucking miserable. I didn't leave the house. I couldn't fucking do anything. And so it just I was playing video games with my buddies all day. Then I was fucking watching Netflix. Then I was doing nothing. I literally had nothing to do all hours of every single day. And it was nighttime. And one of the first days of lockdown, after I'd fucking just been on my screen all day and I started scrolling on Netflix, and there was nothing that even seemed interesting because when you guys are on your phone all day, dopamine is tough to catch. You're always, because you've already exceeded so much of the dopamine that you're gonna get. So for something to exceed your previous day's dopamine, it has to be awesome. And so I couldn't find anything. I remember I was scrolling for like 20 minutes, just fucking like, oh my God, what is going on with my life right now? This sucks. And I stumbled upon like one of those Our Planet series. And I was like, well, this looks kind of cool. So I watched the first episode they always go over like different like sectors of life. And I think I watched the jungle. And I remember I was sitting there watching Animal Planet thinking, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Sitting here playing video games and watching TV. I didn't even know the world was that beautiful. There was some of the most spectacular creatures, things that I'd ever seen, ever. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, how have I never known this? How have I never known how awesome the world is? Because I never lifted my fucking head above my screen. And all I did was just I was an iPad kid, full blown. I'm still an iPad kid in a lot of ways. But I remember thinking, I need to explore the world. At that point in my life, I'd never been on a plane. I was 17, 16, something like that. And I'd never been on a plane before. I'd never traveled anywhere. I'd only been in my town that I grew up in, Lynn, Massachusetts. And so I made the decision. I was like, I have to get my life together. For whatever reason, Animal Planet was the thing that sparked and clicked and made me say, I need to get my life together. And then what I started to do is I was like, I need to start running. And at that point we were doing swim. I was actually already in pretty good shape. So I started jogging and I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I started listening to David Goggins and I started to pretty much just listen to motivational speeches for hours as I ran. And I was just like, like just running, amped up on excess motivation. I was doing that for quite a bit of time. And I was thinking, I've got to do more. I can't run all day. I'm running like 2.5 hours every single day. Then the rest of my day, I need to find something. So I started listening to podcasts. I was like, I don't fucking read. Why don't I read? That's what all smart people do. Let me start reading. And I like business, so why don't I pick up a business book? So you read books like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think it's like probably the first book that changes every single's life in business. And now I go to Robert's house every single weekend and I work with him, which is even unfucking believable to say that Robert's one of my best buddies, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. And so anyway, going back to the story, I continued running. I continued listening to motivational speeches. I just had like this fucking playlist that I would just rip at any hour of any day to spur motivation. And I would read and I started listening to podcasts around macroeconomics. And I just continued to snowball and get further and further and realized that the progress that I was making, doing something, having a goal, trying to progress towards that goal was fun in and of itself. And I was having so much more satisfaction a few months into this than I was when I was playing video games and watching Netflix. And I got rid of my Xbox. I got rid of the TV in my room. I got rid of everything. And I just started getting more books. I started listening to more podcasts. I started getting healthier. And I was like, wow, life. I was making videos on my phone that I was saving to my Snapchat saying, Josh, you are going to remember this looking back thinking that these are some of the best times in your entire life because you have changed. And I can't even fucking fathom that. And now I look back, now today, I always say I don't like motivational speeches. But that's because I'm so deep into business and I work so hard and I do so many things that I do not need motivation. I have responsibilities that I have to do. But 17-year-old me needed motivational speeches every single day when he would wake up because
that's what got me fired up to start to run, to start to do all these things. And I had to listen to those for a long period of time to build a habit of working hard. Because when you go from not working hard on anything in your entire life to working 8 hours a day, that seems like it's hard. But that's because you haven't built up a tolerance and your body's not used to it. So don't know why I often find myself saying that motivational speeches are gay. But I used to fucking rip them all hours of every single day because that's what I needed at the time. Now in the position with the business that I'm running, I mean, I'm just fucking busy. I have real responsibilities. I work 7 days a week, every single day, and I love it. I still have so much joy in life. I actually have more joy in life now than any other time in history because we're making so much progress. I'm working hard and I love the feeling. I have so many great people in my life. My life today is better than any possibility that I could have ever fathomed than the 17-year-old kid that turned on our planet by accident that spurred a spark of saying, I need to get my life together. And now actually having everything together is way more amazing than I thought that it was going to feel when I was in that position, which is just really funny how full circle it comes. And so I know that there are a lot of people out there like me that when I was 17 thinking, fuck, I don't know what the hell to do with my life. Nothing makes sense to me. I know that I would work hard, but I don't know what the fuck to work hard towards. I mean, that was really the position I was in for a long time. I was always willing to work exceptionally hard towards anything. I just had zero direction. I didn't know what the fuck to do. And unfortunately, we have so many young men today that have no fucking clue what to do. And it's not easy. Like, it took me so long, like so fucking long to actually find something to get good at it, to get my foot in the door. I mean, that's like the longest period ever. And it's not easy. I mean, that's part of the reason probably why there's such outsized returns. And so anyway, I thought it was funny. I might watch some Our Planet tonight, matter of fact, and see if that spurs a second leg in me.